Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Again, this is Promise. This is my channel where I actually show you tricks and tips to increase your workflow while editing. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys more like the best export setting I use. So I'm going to be showing you that in today's video. Let's jump into the video. Alright guys, welcome to today's video. So today's video I'll be showing you guys the best export settings. So one thing about exporting is the fact that the better your export setting, it actually helps these are the major things. It helps your product, that's your video, render faster. It also helps the end results also look good. So I'll be showing you like the best export settings. So this is the first thing you need to take note. The first thing you need to take note whenever you're doing an export. So the first thing is that you can see on my screen here, I have multiple clips on this my timeline here. I have multiple clips. So the first thing before you export, for instance, it's always good to highlight the point. That's your point, your in point and your out point for exporting, because this is actually serious. Because most times if you don't do this, you're actually giving Premiere an order to actually export this whole thing. That's why you might find some videos you export, you're going to be seeing different clips attached to the video you exported, which is actually wrong. So the first thing you need to do, if you want to highlight, if you want to export everything here, you can just go on and sync everything together. That you close everything together. That's if you've worked on a project and you want to export everything here. Or on the other hand, if you want to like select where you want to export, so I'll just say I want to export just this clip, so I can just come right at the beginning of the clip. And mind you, on Premiere, in case you want to increase, that's your timeline, you can just use plus to increase, minus to decrease, just like what I did now. So plus to increase, minus to reduce. So the first thing you need to do, I want to export just this clip, so I'll make sure I stay at the in point, that's the beginning of this clip, or where I prefer. So I press my I on Windows, that's I. So once you press I, it creates an in point, but I is the shortcut in case you want to use, like you see this function here, this is your mark in. You can mark in with this. So once you click on this, it also marks in. So once you're here, you can just mark in. So you've marked in. So let me say this is the end point. This is where you want to end this stuff. So you come to the end here. This is the end. So you either use your O, that's out, or you use this one, that's the mark out. You see, mark out, or use O. So the moment you're done with this, so the next thing, you go to File at the top here, you click on File, then you're going to see Exports at the bottom here. Exports, then you come to Media. Let me take that again. So once you've clicked out File, Export, Media. But however, the shortcut to actually do this without going through this whole place, that's for Windows, you just use Control M. Control M actually helps you do, that's a shortcut, because one thing about editing, you need to know the shortkeys about virtually everything. So you can just use Control M. Control M actually brings you directly to the interface. So one of the first things I like to do, I like to scale to fit. It's not like you're not making it wider, but you're just making it to cover up all the crevices here. That's in case you actually have an issue from the onset. So the next thing, the output, that's output name. So it's always good to name your file. So the next thing you do, you can just give this a title, export settings example. So that's the first thing. Always choose a location where you want your export to go. For me, I always like using desktop. Why? Because once I export, the next thing, it saves it on my home screen. That's on the home screen here. I'm going to see it here. So once I see it at the home screen here, I can easily take it and move it to any preferred hard drive. So that's why I always like saving to an export. So you actually figure out what works for you. So this is the title, very important. So once you're done with that, so the next thing, you come down to this section. You come down to this section that's under your video, because automatically is going to take you to video. So for video, you actually scroll down to, oh sorry, once you export, once you come to this place, the first thing, because it's already saved there, so you're going to see all these formats. The best format you always stay to, that's H.264. This is the standard H.264. H.264. All these other ones, that's for advanced settings. If you're looking, maybe when next I'm going to show you other features which you can actually achieve with here. But if it's a video, like a normal video you want to export, the first thing, you select H.264. Right under preset, you come under, you can either use match source, that's high bitrate, or the more advanced way, since if it's a YouTube video, you can just select the resolution here, that's a YouTube 1080p. Our advice, don't increase your, that's your video quality. If if that video you shot, if it's under a 720, that's close to an HD, you select 720p. If it's an HD, select 1080p. Because the thing is that if if you shot a video under 480p, that's a video that is not up to 1080p, which is full HD. So if you're using 1080p, it doesn't actually help in increasing like the quality or anything. It only increases the size of that file. So it doesn't really make sense. If whatever file, if you know this video is, it's a full HD 1080p, select 1080p. If it, you know it's for 480, 720, these are not really close to full HD. If it's a 4K, select 4K. So that's my advice. So you don't increase the size of your file thinking you're actually increasing the quality. No, it's the same input you're getting. So this file, this is like for 1080p, so you select 1080p. That's YouTube, because this is a YouTube video. So the next thing, then after that, you come down here. This is the place you need to pay close attention. You see this bitrate setting, this is what actually helps you to modify the size of your footage. That's more like to compress it without losing the quality. Now you see, I always set it to VBR pass, that's one pass. The reason I use this is because I actually work on too many things, so I don't have the time to actually allow Premiere to actually go through this video twice before exporting. Normally if you set it to VR2, meaning Premiere is going to do like a double encoding, double rendering to maximize the quality of the video. But most times I don't actually do this VBR2 part, because I don't have time to wait, so I just use VBR1. So it depends on you. You know your results. If you want it to be more better, you can, if you have the time, you can use this VBR2 pass. But for me, I always use VBR1. So as you can see here, this target bitrate is at 16 for now. And look at the bottom here, you can see the estimated size. That's the size of this file. This file is over 102 MB. That's 102 MB. That's the size of this file. So the trick here is that you can actually reduce this. You see, as I'm reducing, check the size, 84 MB. You can see 10, 9, 8, 53. So the trick here is that no matter how you reduce this file, have it at the back of your mind, you shouldn't go below 5. You should not go below 5, because you going below 5, automatically you've tampered with your video quality. Definitely no, even if you set this to VBR2, your quality is going to drop drastically. So it's always best you leave it at 5, or if possible stay on 6. So on how you reduce your file, make sure you stay on 6. You stay on 6. You shouldn't go below 5. You understand? So you leave that at 6. So we're done with this. I believe you now understand the bitrate encoding. That's the function of this. So after that, so that's the settings for here. So the next thing you can actually do, there's another setting you need to toggle on. Okay, I think that's for Yeah, so once you're done with that, so the next thing, you come down here, you can see use maximum render quality. I always like using this. It actually helps improves the quality that it renders it, makes it come out well. So once you toggle this on, then I think that once you toggle this on, then you're done with the whole settings for exporting. Mind you, let me take this from scratch again, because I want you to really understand the whole thing. So like I told you, the bitrate settings, you always leave it at your preferred one, but don't go below 5. Don't go below 5 on this. So once you select that, you use maximum render quality, then after that you can actually export. So once you click on export here, it actually starts exporting. But for instance, let me give you a scenario. If you have like 2 videos you want to export quickly, you want to quickly export and give to your client, so you already have one exporting, you know that's where queue come in. You can set another one to be rendering on the background, so immediately the first one you actually exporting is done, so this one follows in automatically. But however, before you can use this queue function, you still need to get the Adobe Media Encoder. So this is another file. The media encoder, it's not like Premiere, it's another software which we actually use it to do 2 things. You actually use it to do render proxy, and I know I'll actually explain more of proxy in my next video. But the reason why you need this is because this is the software that can help you queue the video. So once the one you're exporting is out, then it moves it to Premiere and export it. So that's you can use queue when you have the Adobe Media Encoder installed in your system. So for now, you just click on export. So once you click on that, it starts rendering. So this rendering you're seeing, this is the first process it actually renders. This is just bringing the videos together. This is not the real exporting. So the real exporting is when you start seeing encoding. Encoding, that's where it's actually affecting all the effect on the clip and everything. It's bringing them out. Alright guys, I believe you found today's video helpful. So please do give a like to this video, comment, and also subscribe to this channel and get more updated videos on how to actually increase your productivity and editing as a pro that you are. See you.